Lorraine Cochran Johnson is originally from Greenville, Alabama, and an 18-year DeKalb County, Georgia resident. Lorraine attended Troy University, where she received a BS degree in political science and criminal justice, a MS in the administration of criminal justice, and received an MPA in public administration with a concentration in economic development and grant writing from Auburn University. Before attending John Marshall Law School, Lorraine has over 2 decades of experience in print media, mass communications and management. A seasoned grant writer, Lorraine has developed state and federal proposals since 1994 that resulted in the procurement of millions in CDBG funding for state and local entities through Auburn University Economic Institute. As a community leader and parent, Lorraine is a past president of Pine Ridge Elementary and Chapel Hill Middle School PTA, and independently secured over $200,000 in funding for school revitalization and digital technology in 2017. As a professional, Lorraine spent over a decade at Creative Loafing newspaper. An entrepreneur, Lorraine founded Salons Unlimited magazine, a publication that started with 5,000 print issues in Atlanta and grew to a 56,000 circulation in 31 U.S. cities in 3 years before being sold in 2010. In 2009, Lorraine became a founding member of United Front Media, a premier film and visual media company specializing in content development, where she produced commercials for the city of Atlanta, MARTA, Kia, and Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. In 2015, Lorraine joined Real Times Media as the general manager of the Atlanta Daily World newspaper and associate publisher of Who's Who in Black Atlanta. She was the VP of Business Development for RTM Properties, AtlantaDailyWorld.com, and Atlanta Tribune, the magazine, before resigning to pursue public service. On July 24, 2018, as a political newcomer, she defeated incumbent Gregory Adams for the Super District 7 DeKalb County Commission seat. Commissioner Cochran Johnson won approximately 67% of the vote. She serves over 360,000 constituents from Doraville to Tucker, Decatur unincorporated DeKalb, Lithonia, and Stonecrest in District 7, which is one of the largest districts in the state of Georgia. Lorraine strongly supports positive initiatives in economic development, education, public safety, and home ownership. As a former moderator of DeKalb's PBS 24 television show, Engagement Now, Lorraine worked with show producers to develop content crafted around issues relevant to modern education. She is the wife of retired Lieutenant Colonel William H. Johnson III, niece of Annie Page, and the mother of Agnes Scott freshman Zion Cochran. Lorraine values God, family, and community above all else. House of Hope Atlanta, stand to your feet for this year's Living Legend recipient, Commissioner Lorraine Cochran Johnson.
Let me not first be emotional, because this truly means a great deal to me. You guys said far more than I expected. Let me begin by acknowledging the shepherd of this great flock, who I know to be a man of God, Pastor E. Dewey Smith. Let me thank the clergy, the deacons, the deaconess of this church, and the congregation and all of my people. I'd like to thank you for acknowledging my efforts. What I do is not about recognition. It's about my community and the fact that it's high time our communities look like the dignified, hardworking, educated people that we are. This is particularly touching to me because about 5 years ago, I sat out there where each of you are sitting, and I celebrated others who were acknowledged on this day. I stand before you today, underfunded, the unlikely individual who was a long shot, who went on to become a commissioner when I was not a politician. I don't know who this message is for, but I came to tell you today that wherever you are, your gift will make room for you. And whatever your ultimate purpose is, everything you've ever done in life will come together for your good. That happens when you accept your assignment. As I go about my assignment in District 7 of DeKalb County, Georgia, it is my intent, along with these two people who stand with me today, to set a new standard in government. I see myself as a part of what I call the new DeKalb, an era where our community is not filled with dollar stores but viable economic opportunities. I'm willing to take that fight wherever it must go. Some of you may have seen me on CBS 46, CBS Sunday Morning, last week V103, WAOK, talking about voting rights. House of Hope, I came to tell you as a community, the church is the most important institution that we have. It's time we have critical conversations, because it's time we come together to change the trajectory of our community. We can't wait on a miracle. This year, as we celebrated the Martin Luther King holiday, the theme was the fierce urgency of now. In 1 year, I've seen many things, and I came to tell you that we battle not against flesh and blood, but evil and wickedness in high places, institutional racism, public policy. I recognize things for what they are. In 2020, congregation, we're facing perhaps the most important election of our time. So as we move forward, I need each of us to remember the fierce urgency of now. I need us to get out, and I need you all to vote and pay careful attention to who's on the ballot. It matters who represents you. It truly matters. I'd like to thank my Chief of Staff, Dr. Leah Davis. I met Leah while a graduate student at Auburn University. We were pursuing our MPAs, and we were among the first. And I thank God she's on this journey with me. I thank God for my neighbor and my friend, JP. I remember when I entered the race, he drove up and he came running down the hill at my house, and he said, you know, I think we can win this thing. Now, we hadn't had many conversations before that. We're neighborly, we wave. But I can remember JP standing with me in the rain. I can remember being committed because I knew I had people who believed in me. And you can count on me every day to be committed for each and every one of you. I don't represent a district, I represent my people. I'd like for my husband, my aunt, and I'd like for Dr. Lynette Phillips, the wife of J.P. Phillips, to please stand. To say thank you is not enough, because no one truly understands what it means to accept the responsibility of one's people. That's a full-time job. What I do is personal. So thank you I'd like to thank our children who aren't here today. We have 2 college graduates and 1 that's finally out of the nest. And that does give me a reason to smile. But at this time, I don't want to hold us. As we say, we don't want to tarry long, but Who I Am was set in Greenville, Alabama, the great-granddaughter of a sharecropper. The little girl who now understands that I was passing out the slate at our church as the elders discussed politics. Don't go far from where we've come, and it's time we go back. So thank you all so much for taking time out to just acknowledge me this morning. And continue to pray for me and my family and those who support me, and I ask God to continually place a hedge around all of us each and every day. Thank you.